Hi everyone, this is Jane here from Crystal Sparkles Readings. I'm going to pop down a card for the day for you from the Fortune Tarot. Apologies for the background noise. That's the air conditioning that I have running at the moment because it's way too hot to be without it. So I'm just going to pop down a card for the day using the black and white Faulkner deck as usual. Okay, so the card we have for today is the Emperor. Okay, and the Emperor is one of the major arcana, so it's one of the big cards in the deck. It also refers to Aries energy, and in terms of a kind of meaning, it talks about power really and determination. And you know, the Emperor gets to where he wants to be. He's really determined, really focused, quite single-minded, and kind of just goes on his course to get to where he wants to get to. It's also somebody who has achieved. It's all about achievement and, you know, power really, and making things happen. With it being the Aries energy, Aries talks about kind of being a bit hot-headed perhaps, being very strong-willed, quite determined, same as the Emperor, all of those energies. But it also talks about new beginnings and, you know, setting off on your own path, being your own person, and being in that energy. So in terms of a card for the day, it's a really positive card. It talks about being able to get a lot of things done. You might find that you have got a lot more energy to go and get these things sorted that you've needed to get sorted for a while. So it's all about that really. It's all about making things happen. It's a very fiery, moving things forward energy, which is a weird one really, because I don't know where you guys are in the country, but where I am in the country is South London, and it is absolutely baking here at the moment. And you know, it really isn't conducive for getting very much done. So the card is kind of encouraging you to really kind of just power through and get it all done and take loads of action and be really powerful. If you're in this really hot environment at the moment, you might not feel like that. But what this is saying is, you know, don't let anything put you off. Get done what you need to get done. Be the Emperor, you know, step into your power. It's a very powerful card, the Emperor, and it's kind of very direct as well. You might find that you want to say things. You might find you want to speak your mind, and you might find that you want to be quite direct with that and not kind of beat about the bush too much and go all around the houses when you've got something to say. Aries energy can be quite direct and to the point really. They can be a little bit blunt. So just kind of go with that energy. If you feel like there's something that you have to say, get it out there. Don't be afraid to say it. Don't be afraid to speak your mind. Don't be afraid to follow your own path really. Don't let anybody put you off. I'm just going to pop down a little energy oracle card to go with this. Let's have a little look. Okay, so this is an interesting card as well, because what this card talks about is strategy. Okay, and the Emperor's great because the Emperor is piling on down that road, getting stuff done. He's off, and the Aries energy can be quite impetuous, I suppose, and kind of quite almost does things without thinking about them too much. You know, they'll have an impulse and they'll do it. They'll go for it. What the Oracle card is asking you to do is to balance that up and have a little bit of a strategy. Okay, so get yourself a plan with some achievable goals on it, because this Emperor is all about achievement. So set yourself some realistic targets to be able to just help you to kind of feel like problem we all have, well, quite a lot of us have, in achieving things, is we set ourselves targets that are too big and too far away and too you know, too much, rather than setting ourselves small targets along the way so that we can go, right, great, achieve that, what's next? Right, great, achieve that, what's next? So it talks about having like a big goal, having a goal that you want to get to in the very end, but being able to break that down into more achievable things, short-term achievable things that make you feel like it's worth it. Otherwise you just feel like you're plodding on forever and you're not getting anywhere, and this Aries energy will get bored with that, let me tell you. Being an Aries, I know exactly what that's about. You set yourself this massive target, if you don't reach it, it's just disappointing, it gets you angry, makes you fed up, gets you grumpy. Whereas if you set yourself little reasonable targets, you know, so that each couple of days you can feel like you've achieved something, brilliant. That makes you feel great, and then you get more empowered. Each achievement empowers you even more. So you might think that by sort of pulling your goals down, that you're not setting yourself a high enough target, but you actually are, because you're getting there and you're getting there and you're getting there and you're getting there. You set yourself something too high, you don't get there for ages, so you give up because you're fed up with it. So just, especially in this Arian energy, which is quite impatient, quite a good idea to set yourself some targets that are a little bit more achievable and able to be achieved more quickly, so you don't get bored and fed up with it. Okay, so message for the day really is have your targets, don't be afraid to go for it, be determined, set yourself things that are reasonably achievable so that you feel like you've got a sense of achievement. Don't set yourself something that's too big so you get bored and fed up and give up. That's about having strategy. Okay, so it's quite important to kind of do that and to have an energy of being ready to go for it, but being strategic about it today. So quite an interesting couple of cards there. Really drawn to the words on the strategy card, because they're talking about a journal, and I was only talking this morning to somebody else about keeping a journal and how useful that can be. It can be useful for setting your targets and useful for recording your achievements, and I kind of feel like there's something in that for us today, being able to just record our achievements and look at them. I started doing something really similar, but not really writing loads and loads, just kept like a little spreadsheet of some stuff that I've been trying to get done, and what I've done each week, and I've found it really rewarding. When I first started doing it, I just thought I would keep a record of it just so that I knew where I was with things, but now I really look forward to putting it in, and I'm really enthusiastic about starting the week and seeing if I can do a little bit more than I did the last week. So it kind of motivates you as well, so it's I've found it a really useful tool. So it might be something that you might consider doing. I've found it very helpful. Quite interesting how something, because these things that I was journaling were not particularly exciting things, so it's just sort of a record really of how many of something I'd done, and it just really helped because I could see the numbers growing, and I could see what that equated to, and I could see all of that stuff, and it just kind of got me really motivated, thinking, right, okay, well next week that's good, I can do more of that or less of that or more of that, and it's been very, very helpful. So I would always recommend journaling. It's something that is quite useful when you're counselling or when you're dealing with some personal issues and stuff. It's quite useful to write them down, but also for targets and achievements and all of those good things. So consider a journal of some description. It doesn't have to be very wordy, it can just be a couple of things typed in a spreadsheet like I've done. Really easy, takes me, I don't know, 2 minutes at the end of each day to just tap something in, and at the end of the week it takes me, I don't know, 5 minutes to just have a quick look through it, and get all infused about what I'm going to put in it next week. So have a go, see what you think. I will leave that with you for today, and I'll be back again tomorrow to do another card for the day. Have a good evening. Bye for now.